basic automobile is $50,000 or more.
Used vehicles were actually increasing for about 2 years, which we've never seen anything like that for the market.
What do you think about how car prices have been over the last few years?
They're astronomical, but I mean, the technology keeps advancing. Technology isn't free.
You buy an ordinary car, then comes the loan payment, insurance, fuel, registration, servicing, tires, and eventually a repair bill you weren't expecting. And here's the strange part. The price of the car may no longer be the most expensive part of owning it. So, how did basic transportation turn into one of the biggest monthly expenses in the household budget? Modern cars increasingly contain cameras, sensors, radar, touch screens, driver assistance systems, complex electronics, and emissions equipment. These improvements make vehicles safer and more capable, but they also make them more expensive to manufacture and far more complicated to repair. A bumper used to be a piece of plastic and metal. Today it might contain cameras, parking sensors, and radar, so even a minor collision can become a significant repair. And as cars gained more technology, they also gained more fragility. A single damage sensor can disable safety systems. A cracked headlight can require replacing an entire LED assembly. The car didn't just become smarter, it became more dependent on components that are costly to fix when anything goes wrong. Cars became smarter, and that made breaking them more expensive. Most people don't experience the price of a car as $40,000. They experience it as a monthly payment. Longer loan terms make expensive vehicles appear affordable month to month, but financing adds interest, fees, longer debt exposure, and greater risk of owing more than the vehicle is worth. A vehicle price quietly transforms into 72 monthly payments and then into years of interest. Extending the loan doesn't make the car cheaper, it just makes the price easier to hide. Insurance isn't rising only because insurers want more money. Claims themselves cost more because modern vehicles contain expensive components. A relatively ordinary collision may involve cameras, radar sensors, LED headlights, body panels, calibration, and computer diagnostics. A damaged mirror can be more than a mirror. A cracked windscreen may require sensor recalibration. Insurance isn't just insuring metal anymore. It's increasingly insuring technology. Repairs face rising pressures too. Higher parts costs, higher labor costs, skilled technician shortages, more electronics, proprietary components, diagnostic equipment, supply chain complexity. Even routine maintenance can become expensive, and consumers often cannot simply avoid repairs because cars remain essential infrastructure in many communities. The problem with car ownership is that when the price rises, many people can't simply stop buying the service. They still need to get to work. Mobility can be non-discretionary. People don't actually want a 2-ton machine. They want access. Access to work, access to school, access to shops, access to family, access to opportunity, access to freedom of movement. The real product isn't the car. It's access to everything your life requires. You're not really paying for a car, you're paying for access. So, why not simply buy a cheaper vehicle or stop owning one? For many households, public transport isn't practical. Work is too far away. Family responsibilities require a vehicle. Housing farther from city centers makes driving necessary. Used vehicles have also become expensive, and older cars carry greater repair risk. And geography plays a role too. Many cities expanded outward, not upward. Jobs, schools, and shops moved farther apart. Public transport didn't keep pace. The car became the default tool for participating in everyday life, even as the cost of that tool kept rising. This creates an economic trap. The household needs transportation to earn income, but transportation consumes more of that income. Cars became expensive at exactly the same time. Many people's lives became impossible without one. there is one final cost that doesn't arrive as a bill: depreciation. Consumers visibly pay for fuel, insurance, and repairs. But a vehicle also loses value while being used. Ownership has two types of cost: money leaving your bank account and value disappearing from the asset itself. Some of the most expensive parts of car ownership never appear on a receipt. Some forces may reduce costs: more manufacturing competition, cheaper batteries, more reliable technology, greater automation, better supply chains. But persistent structural costs remain: labor, insurance, repairs, financing, regulation, technology, infrastructure. And manufacturers increasingly compete on features, technology, comfort, and size, not simply on producing the cheapest possible transportation. The industry became very good at making cars better. It became less focused on making basic car ownership cheap. And even if future vehicles become cheaper to build, the ecosystem around them may not. Insurance still depends on repair costs. Financing still depends on interest rates. Repairs still depend on labor and the parts. And cities still depend on cars to function. Lower sticker prices don't automatically reduce the cost of owning the machine once it's on the road. Owning a car became expensive because the car itself is only one part of the story. You're paying for technology, credit, insurance, repairs, fuel, and the infrastructure of modern life built around needing a vehicle. A car used to represent freedom. Increasingly, that freedom comes with a monthly bill. And that's the economics of everyday life.